Stugotz, the listeners, as always, anytime we tell them or ask them to do anything, to support anything, they do it very strongly. So The Pride of a Lion, the book that Ron Magill and Greg Cody have done together, is selling very well, and a portion of the proceeds last week go to the Ron Magill Substantive Endowment. Greg Cody, having gotten what he wanted from the show last week, which was promotion for this book and bestseller status, immediately took this Tuesday off and treated this as if it's not his job where he has to do things. He got the promotion that he wanted, and so he's not here today. Right. And Chris Cody has said it's because he's on assignment, which is just bull. It means that he wants to fry a turkey on Thursday barefooted, and he's getting ready. And it's not. He's
when he said
on
assignment, I was like,
really?
Assignment?
What is that? Right. He doesn't go anywhere. He writes columns in his underwear in the office that he hasn't changed since 1980.
He's got a job to do, Dan. He's
Black
a writer
Friday
for the Herald.
football this week. Yeah.
Right.
First time
thank
ever.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday, and his job's not so hard getting ready for the Dolphins game on Friday.
It's Tuesday, but in terms of football week, it's Greg's Thursday now because of the Friday game.
Right.
Are you guys?
Thank you, Billy.
Yes, I was going to say that, but I mean,
he's not here. You don't need to defend him the same way.
Right. It's unnecessary.
It's a fair defense.
I get it when he's here and you do the thing together.
Right.
But like,
You
come
guys
on.
don't understand a hard day's work. That's what Greg does.
Not every time.
Chris, I don't believe there's an enjoyment that I get around here that is better than your father perpetually thinking that Billy is actually on his side.
It's honestly dumb.
I am.
I feel bad.
I don't think my dad's picked up on it.
I feel bad for how dumb it is.
Are we talking animals or what are we doing here? Because I have a question here for Ron.
Yes, you can ask in a
marvel.
second.
I sit and wonder.
I do.
How do you not get that he's making fun of you?
It is why Greg Cody likes it. It is one of the greatest magic tricks pulled around here. Greg Cody absolutely likes Billy more than everyone here.
Yeah.
His own son
when
included.
Billy is making more fun of him.
His son's rude to him, if we're going to be perfect.
But you are too.
Disrespectful.
You're just in disguise.
You're insulting his intelligence.
You're worse.
Falsehoods.
It's not falsehoods. It's the
no
ultimate
one is meaner to the poor old man than you.
It is obvious to everyone listening, Billy, and it is one of the reasons that you're so popular, that you will endorse and co-sign whatever absurdity Greg Cody offers, and all he does is offer absurdities, and your greatest trick is that the chief participant, you have him fooled. He absolutely believes that he's never had someone who's more of a soulmate, more simpatico than you. You agree with everything that he says.
He's often right.
The Pride of a Lion is out now, and you can get it wherever it is you get books. Ron, I have some videos to play for you here, but what was the question, Billy, that you had for Ron?
So, Ron, recently in the news, we saw that, unfortunately, you had to put down a tiger at the zoo because the tiger had cancer. And we also recently realized that there is a tiger born. So I was wondering if the tiger that was born, I believe in September, was, the spawn or child of the tiger that had to be put down.
Yes, she is. I'll be making a much more official announcement on Thanksgiving. I'll be sending out some video and some photographs. But she is, in fact, the daughter of Barani. So the circle of life comes to life right here at Zoo Miami.
Did Billy just nuke your big Thursday announcement at the zoo? That
No. The zoo put out on social media that this cat was born, but they didn't put any pictures or any video with it. They just put like a still shot of a ultrasound image, kind of like the thing that married couples do when they want to announce we're pregnant. But there's no shot to the cub. That'll be coming out on Thursday. I'll be sending that out with video and pictures that I took on Thursday.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was there an error mystery to this? Or was he the only possible father?
He's the only possible father, Mike. Way to go. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's that big of a surprise, Ron.
No, it's not. Well, I mean,
you said it was a big announcement.
Surprise that he's the father.
No,
the surprise was that the cub was
Wait,
born.
you're going to bring Maury out? There's only one possible sire.
Well,
Wait
have
a
you done
second.
a DNA test?
Right, he said big announcement, not big surprise, just a big announcement. That's all.
Big announcement.
Right.
And in all reality, Mike, it could have been artificial insemination from sperm collected from another tiger to another zoo, because that has happened.
See?
Well, speaking of that, there's a story I want to get to about an Argentinian president who has cloned dogs. We'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to play a lobster video for you here, Ron. Tell me what it is that's happening here. A Maine lobster half male,
Solid timing.
half female. It is blowing up on TikTok. The lobster is named Bowie after David Bowie.
What?
Yeah, it's currently looking for a science center or an aquarium to adopt it. Let's see this lobster.
This is the coolest lobster I've ever seen. Not only is it split 50-50 right down its back, blue and normal, but if you look underneath, it's actually half male, half female. The blue side is a male, the normal side is a female. Split 50-50 perfectly. Super pretty blue. Very cool.
You got to throw that in the tank and just eat it right up. Ron, what are your thoughts there?
Well, it's a hermaphrodite, and being a hermaphrodite is not common, but not unheard of in a wide variety of animals. I mean, I remember photographing a hermaphrodite lion in Africa that, had female genitalia but grew a mane and had internal testicles. Hermaphrodites do occur in many different types of mammals, including humans, though people don't discuss it much. The blue coloration is a genetic mutation. Blue lobsters are incredibly rare, but it obviously is carrying that gene, and so half of it turned out blue, half of it turned out normal. That's just a genetic mutation, just like somebody has blue eyes, somebody has brown eyes. It's just blue in a lobster is incredibly rare. And these animals can live, they've been said to live close to 100 years. So here you have a hermaphrodite. It's interesting. I don't know if she's actually or he's actually reproductive or not, but it is a hermaphrodite, a very unique coloration. So it's a neat animal.
What are the challenges in the animal kingdom of being hermaphrodite? Any to speak of?
Well, the challenges are you may not be reproductive. You may not be able to successfully reproduce, and you're going to have competition from both sides. Males might fight you for territory, might fight you for the privilege to be with the females. And if you're not fully male, you might be at a disadvantage because you got half female. You don't have maybe the total amount of strength hormones that you need in there to fight the male. If you're a female, half female, you're not going to be reproductive, but you might be, actively pursued, let's say, by other males on a constant basis without really getting any benefit from it.
Ron, are animals in the wild ever just like best friends, or is it always just about?
Wow.
What? Jesus.
Wow.
What
I mean,
happened?
kids listen to this program.
Why are you working?
Kids listen.
blue
I know. I
there?
get emails. Kids listen to this program.
We bleep all the F
But
words.
why are you? But it was not necessary.
I'm
It
just
was
saying, in the animal
gratuitous.
kingdom, he was
the animal kingdom,
just
there
talking
are-
about how it's always about sex.
They have
There,
friends.
there,
all the
there,
time.
there are, there
You use the
are,
F
in
word.
fact, there are, in fact, animals that are friends. There are animals that develop bonds that stay with each other for long periods of time, are very dependent on each other's company. And yes, it's not always about the sex. And having said that, though, sex is not always about reproduction either. We've heard that myth that animals have sex only to reproduce, and that is not true. There are certain animals that enjoy it just for the enjoyment.
Dolphins.
We've been
Dolphins are
showing
classic
you.
example.
Dolphins are the greatest example, are they not? They're
But bonobos, pygmy chimpanzees too, unbelievable.
who is more unbelievable there, the chimpanzee or the dolphin in terms of sex for pleasure?
I think I'm going to have to say it's the bonobo, the pygmy chimpanzee, because not only do they enjoy it for pleasure, but that's how they settle every dispute. There's no physical violence in the bonobo community, in the culture. Everything is settled with sex.
At your zoo, you have chimpanzees, and my main takeaway whenever I see those chimpanzees are, man, their asses are inflamed. What does it?
Okay,
get
well,
at?
but it's not their butts. It is the
It looks like
vulva
the asshole.
of the female. It's the vulva of the female that gets very swollen when she's.
That's a vagina that looks like that.
Well, the vulva, the outward parts of it get swollen to basically become a very visual signal to the male that she is ready to reproduce. So when she's at the peak of her cycle, that blows up like a big, huge pink balloon. And many people think it's some kind of tumor or something, but it's really a physical sign to the males that she's at the peak of sexual reproduction.
Ron, which animal likes sex the least?
Abby on a Sunday.
Stugotz.
Well, duh. I mean,
I've heard cows have best friends.
Cows do have best friends. A lot of animals. Listen, you go to racetracks, for instance. They have horses that have goats in the stalls with them, or different other smaller ponies and such, because it keeps them calm. It keeps them settled. They are actually bonded to these animals. Dogs have best friends in us, but I also have best friends in other dogs. I've seen best friends with cats. I mean, animals develop really incredible allegiances to other animals. I've seen it not only in domestic animals, but also in the wild.
Do you want to answer Stugotz's question? Is there an animal or animal kingdom
You answered it, Dan.
more likely to be asexual Indifferent?
There's no animals that are truly asexual. There are animals that, when they breed, for instance, the octopus has its reproductive organ in one of its legs. And when it reproduces, sometimes the female literally bites off the leg and has to develop another reproductive organ in another one of its legs. So that's kind of a bit of a huge sacrifice in my book.
In anybody's book. I don't think there are books that don't have that as a huge sacrifice. I believe that's not just your book.
Leg. Your
book is A Pride of a Lion. You can get that wherever it is you get your books. I think we can all agree on that. Put it on the poll. We can't agree on anything. At Le Batard Show, does it seem like a huge sacrifice to lose your genitalia during sex?
Yes.
I want to play for you. We've been playing for you bear videos. This is a thief of a bear. The bear is stealing a lasagna. Let's see what it is that this bear does inside of a home with stairs.
Hit it.
All right, so
Video, you're killing it.
No. This just doesn't have sound.
Right.
So you have to play by-play right now.
Security video. Yeah. You have to say what you think the bear's
The
thinking.
bear's going to the refrigerator.
The bear smells. Understanding the bear's nose is one of its number one determining factors of its behavior. It smells before it sees, before it hears. It's grabbing stuff out of the fridge. This is no big surprise. Anybody who lives in bear country knows that any bear can follow smell. Oh my God, it's going up out the window. I love it. Taman, I think, did it come into the front door through that window? But that's fantastic.
It left the freezer open.
And left the freezer open.
Very rude, yeah.
Grabbed the whole lasagna, an entire lasagna.
Yeah, listen, whatever had the most powerful smell coming out of that fridge or freezer is what that bear is going to grab. And that's just no surprise. Like I said, the bear's sense of smell is unbelievable. It's many, many times stronger than a human being's.
Roy, you wanted to ask Ron something. I'm going to put the president of Argentina up here, a photo of him with his clone dogs. He's got 5 of them. They were made in a laboratory in upstate New York.
Yeah, my question based off of that is, would you ever clone your dog? He has 5 clones based off his dead dog.
I miss my dog more than words can say. Cloning is just crossing a line for me that, unless it's a last ditch attempt to save a species, I think every individual should live as itself and pass on as itself and live with the memories. I think it's very dangerous when we start trying to bring individuals back from the dead, so to speak. And that's basically what he's trying to do there. So I'm not a big fan of cloning unless it's something, again, to save a species.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Is it very dangerous to bring animals back from the dead?
Well, you know what I mean, Dan. You're putting words into my words.
No,
you know what I mean.
Your words. I'm not putting any words
I understand,
in your
but
mouth.
I think when we clone an animal, we're expecting to see that very same animal that we lost come back. And animals certainly have genetic material that makes up their character, but that's also a product of their environment. So you have to be very careful on your expectations.
Yeah, but this is his 5th clone. This is like that Michael Keaton movie, Multiplicity. Like, will it get dumber and dumber and dumber?
What a great poll by Roy.
It's not one dog. It's 5 of them. He's not just.
But it's your dog.
Yeah, but it's 5 of them. It's not your dog. It's 5 of them.
Yeah, it's true. I think that's an extreme, and I'm not a fan of it.
It's not your dog. It's 5 of them from a lab in New York that you had Amazoned in. Like, that's not your dog anymore. It's 5 robot dogs from upstate New York. It's not the same thing.
That's creepy, guys. Just think about if they did that with a person and you had 5 of the same person of the one that you knew. I mean, doesn't that give you the creeps? It gives me a little bit of the creeps.
Yeah, but you're prolonging the relationship with something that you love very, very much.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're
Well,
not.
but you
something
are.
that you love.
In a way, you
No, you're
are.
not.
No.
An essence of that.
That's-
You could be if you're not telling the person that
Right.
you're cloning the dog, and you're like, man, my dog is 55 years old. How did this happen? It's like, well, this is the 8th one of this dog.
Well, I think this technique has also not been perfected, and I remember Dolly the sheep when she died. She died, a little bit prematurely, and there were some quanky things about that. I don't know. To me, it sounds like a horror film, so I'm not a big fan.
Went straight to hell.
The Pride of a Lion is the name of the book. He did it
Nation under God, people
with
forget that.
Greg Cody. Ron, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. Enjoy the holidays.
Same to all of you guys. Thanks for everything. Take care.
Indivisible. think he has to worry about that because of the age difference.
I'm just wondering. If
But
you,
it's not a
I'm just
prolonging.
wondering.
It's not a
Right,
prolonging.
prolonging
no.
the relationship.
Prolong
I
him.
mean,
Like, they're really
yeah.
not a concern.
I mean,
Well, I have learned recently that these things don't always happen in the age order that they're supposed to happen in. But what Stugotz is saying about prolonging Valerie, I would not be prolonging Valerie.
Right.
I'd be getting a sex robot from an upstate New York lab.
and
That wouldn't be the same thing.
well, I mean,
What's the matter with you?
I don't know. I'm just.
When are we doing this shirtless penalty? Billy, Billy, I'm going to test
Iron Fist.
Billy, okay, Iron Fist. If he doesn't do this by the end of the week, you're out as commissioner and Juju is in.
That's
If-
not how that
Wow.
works.
It is how it works.
Huh.
It's how it works beginning right now. If he doesn't do this for
I can be
you
bought.
by the end of the week,
I don't make anything for doing
Well, if you don't
this.
want
I'm
Billy
just
as-
doing this as community service, trying to keep the train on the tracks. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mike is confused as to why I said that. If you don't want Billy as commissioner anymore, I won't do it. You know?
I want you to do it is what I want.
Could you
That's
turn this into
all
a
I
That
want.
is,
making
that is,
opportunity.
he's right about that.
It would be for
though.
Billy.
Thank you, Billy.
Well, no, he's also doing it for Dan because Dan doesn't want me in this role because
What?
he
Right.
knows that I'm taking it seriously. And people are, listen, you can question my tactics if you want. It's undeniable that punishments are being paid off at a record pace this year.
Yep. By Lucy.
I'm miserable right now.
Tell me about the vomit. What is the vomit situation? Why are you struggling so much with the fake vomit? You are the Taylor Swift. You're the Taylor cyst.
The extra Swift.
Nailed it, Dan.
I'm not the
That's
Taylor
a big
cyst.
fine.
I don't think it is.
Those are very different.
$10.
I don't, the Taylor cyst is not the same thing as.
The extra Swift, no, those are very different. This is vomit, not pus. It's
There is
like,
mashed
it's
split
oatmeal.
pea soup on her.
It's oatmeal with like green makeup in it. It's honestly not as bad as the wig is. The wig is the worst part. It's very, very itchy. It's uncomfortable. I have large ears, so it doesn't really fit. I'm having a terrible time.
You were offering it to Stugotz
Yes.
to offset his shirtlessness, to create distractions around what promises to be a fairly embarrassing situation. We're going to get the payoff for this before the end of the week, though, correct? Somebody?
Hopefully, if not, Billy's out. I mean, we'll see. Tomorrow, Dan.
I'm just saying the Iron Fist can't be an Iron Fist if Stugotz never pays any penalties for several years.
I mean, Rocky last week.
You put on a sweatshirt.
That's what was given to me. What am I supposed to do?
Did you do the
I don't buy the costumes
Did you do
around
the
here.
training montage? Because that was a part of it.
No. I mean, I thought that's all I had to do.
No, the whole thing was a training montage video.
I understand that, guys. But from Rocky 4.
But what you don't understand is when the show's over,
No.
I race out of here
Right.
before anyone can catch me.
Exactly right. But what I was doing, what I was handed was a sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Stugotz.
What am I supposed to do with
Stugotz,
that?
ju-
For Rocky 1, by the
Stugotz,
way, not Rocky 4.
Stugotz, just to be clear.
Old school Rocky.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
okay? I don't wait around for the company to buy the things that are punishments that I have to serve. You're sitting here serving a punishment and saying, hey, when's everyone going to take care of this for me when it's your punishment, not
Right.
everyone else's punishment?
But that's your kink, not mine. I mean, you're weird with costumes, dude. I mean, you wear them on days where you're not even paying off a punishment. It's crazy. Tomorrow, Dan. Shirtless. Live and local.
There
Maybe.
you go. Committed to the local hour.
Lucy, how was Clemson?
It was really fun. That's an SEC school for sure. Just the entire atmosphere of it. It was one of the best tailgating scenes I've ever been to. Their fans are super, super into it. It was one of the loudest crowds we've ever seen. It's an awesome place to see college football. There were a few weird things. About Clemson.
Didn't some like 11-year-old come up to you asking for Stugotz?
They did, yes. We have it on camera.
Okay, how good is this one? Is this as good as the Washington one? Do you feel that, like the rest of us, that all of these are escalating, that we're reaching crescendo on how good these are getting?
Yeah, I think so. Rose in the video department edits them and does a phenomenal job. Each week they get better and better. Yes, round of applause for Rose.
My favorite was Bedlam so far.
Bedlam was great. I think we got some of our funniest fans in Clemson.
But you were about to say there were some weird things that happened. What were the weird things?
They do. So when we were walking down to the field, they sing "God Bless America." All right, that's fine. That's normal at sporting events. Then they went into a prayer, like a whole stadium-wide prayer. I wasn't prepared for that. And then they did the Pledge of Allegiance, and I really wasn't prepared for the Pledge of Allegiance. It just really threw me off. I thought that was done. I thought when high school was over, you've done your time with the pledge, no more. Indivisible. And then they do the alma mater, then they do the national anthem.
Indivisible.
Lots of singing.
The phrase, okay, the Pledge of Allegiance. I know we've been indoctrinated as students to understand that this is an oath we pledge to our country. But just the phrase, if I tell you an organization has a Pledge of Allegiance, that's a cult. Like that's all my mind is doing. If you tell me that people are pledging their allegiance to something, that's a cult. But Clemson football is a cult, and they're pledging their allegiance to the Tigers. So let's watch that video.
Yes, I know Dan Le Batard. I went to high school together with Dan. We're really good friends. He's the man, Dan Le Batard.
Did you really go to high school with him?
No, but he might think I did, and that's all that matters.
We are here in Clemson, South Carolina, for what is one of the best tailgating atmospheres I've ever seen. And we are here presented by God's name, image, and likeness. Also Liquid IV.
Who are you?
I'm Lucy. Who are you?
I'm John. A ride or die for Clemson football.
Hell yeah. How you feeling about them this year?
I think we're doing okay. We're out here. We're living life.
If you like the Tigers, we're all friends and family.
I'm feeling good. I feel like the stock's rising. I feel like if you buy in now, you'll make a lot of money in the future.
You just took that from what Dabo said. You didn't come up with that.
I came up with that way before Dabo did.
Describe the Clemson tailgating experience.
Best atmosphere in college football is in that stadium right there.
Wild. Do you have a favorite Dabo Sweeney expression?
BYOG, bring your own guts.
Bring your own guts.
Bring your own guts. BYOG, baby. BYOG. Bring your own guts.
Do you know Tyler from Spartanburg?
I do know Tyler Spartanburg.
Like in real life?
Not in real life, but I've heard his message, and I agree with it.
I introduced myself as Tyler from Spartanburg.
This guy behind you has a Carolina football shirt on.
Why do you have a Carolina football guy there?
What are you doing here?
Do you guys know my friend Taylor here? We don't even know where he came from.
He is an Instagrammer celebrity. How about that?
We're with the celebrity, dude.
Taylor.
Everybody wants to talk to Taylor. You know what, Taylor? Can take the mic.
I love Taylor on the show. They don't let him on there enough.
Do you like me or Lucy more?
I like you, man. I know you. I've seen you.
All right, so all of you guys know my dad. So you know he has 3 kids. Me, my brother, and my sister. I'd like for you guys to rank us. Who's your favorite of the 3 Rodine kids?
Definitely the best Rodine.
We're going with Lucy
all day long, including the dad. I mean, she surpasses Matt.
Yeah, I would agree.
Gilbert!
Just spelling Clemson over and over again. They need something. Clemson fans have now stormed the field 2 times, and the game was not done both times. I mean, it's fun. Okay, it's fun. So I have been doing some investigative reporting here at Clemson, and they have 2 mascots, a big tiger that looked kind of like a freak, and then a little, also kind of freaky tiger called Little Cub. And so I asked the big tiger, I never learned his name, I said, what's your relationship with Little Cub? So your brother? No. Are you his dad? No. Are you dating? No. Are you friends? No. And I said, was he your nephew? And he said, yes, that's my nephew. I said, okay, where are Little Cub's parents? He said he didn't know. Do you watch the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz?
Do I watch the what?
There we go.
No.
I have not.
Well, you have now.
Yeah, because I'm on it.
Give me a beer and I'll watch.
Dan, no one watches your show in South Carolina.
Nobody watches your show, but I will now.
Do we know who Dan Le Batard is?
Why do you have a microphone?
I don't know. Who knows Dan?
Who really knows Dan?
He loves Stugotz.
You love Stugotz?
How about that? Stugotz is what I call my brother.
Back to you, Bob.
So when I said that this was presented by God's name, image, you're like, oh, I'm already messing up again.
Oh no, it's happening again. Now, when I said that this game was presented by God's Name, Image, and Likeness and Liquid IV, I had other stuff that I was supposed to read there. So, let me tell you that this was presented by Liquid IV. Rehydrate like an athlete on game day and wake up refreshed tomorrow. Get 20% off. Oh my God, that's a great deal. Of anything at liquidiv.com with the promo code Lucy. Not promo code Dan, not promo code Stu, promo code Lucy. And that's a phenomenal deal. Do I get commission?
Very professionally done there at the end, just squeezing in the sponsor. Those mascots were creepy. Clemson's won too much to have those small-headed mascots. They have to be a little more authentic than
Also,
that.
one too much to be storming the field after every goddamn game.
I hate that tradition so
stupid.
much. I really hate that
Jesus Christ.
tradition. They all ran onto the field, and then they were like, all right, it was like a minute. And you're like, okay, I guess you got to turn around now. We're just
Relax.
done.
It's like chopping state. What are we doing?
So annoying.
They were a big favorite against North Carolina.
Yep.
And I would ask you, how do you feel after spending the week there with what I imagine the weekend? The median breath has to be chips and beer, right? The median breath of all these people who are talking in your face.
Yeah, this was a very drunk crowd, a very fun crowd. Also, lots of Miller Lite there. That was the biggest Miller Lite tailgate we've been to. So we love Clemson. They're a really passionate fan base. It was really fun to be in what's the closest thing to an SEC environment outside of the SEC because they keep denying our credentials.
Did you bring your own guts as a saying? Because that would get annoying after many years.
No, there are so many good Dabo sayings that I was like we had Tyler from Spartanburg a few weeks ago. We have God's Name, Image, and Likeness. There are so many Dabo moments. I was like, these people they're not appreciating Dabo for everything he brings.
Did you cry?
I got close. In the fourth quarter, I started to tear up. I didn't cry. I thought I was going to cry at the beginning of the game, but the Pledge of Allegiance threw me off so much that I was just confused the whole time. I was like, did everyone just do the pledge for 15 minutes? I was out of it.
So weird.
It was so weird.
Yeah, but it would, Lib.
Can you confirm that the 10-year-old that said that he was looking for you, that is a fan of Stugotz, that Taylor told Stugotz that, and Stugotz asked Taylor to book him on the show?
I can confirm that happened, yes.
I did. I can confirm it as well. Yeah. I asked him to make picks on God Bless Football.
Why do you keep crying? Why do you keep tearing up?
Because a lot of reasons. One, I love college football, and those are super special environments. This is my dream job is to get to go to college football games, and I'm grateful, and I'm just an emotional person.
You're a woman.
And I don't think we should shame me for crying or being a woman.